at the Saturday night fish fry. We got a fish fry tonight. We got a fish fry tonight. We're gonna rock and roll and rock at the Saturday night fish fry.
Now if you've ever been down to New Orleans, then you can understand just what I mean. All through the week it's quiet as a mouse, but on Saturday night they go from house to house. You don't have to pay the house admission if you're a cook or a waiter or a good musician. So if you happen to be just passing by, stopping at the Saturday night fish fry.
It was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn. It was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn.
Now my buddy and me were on the main stem, fooling around just me and him. We decided we could use a little something to eat, so we went to a house on Rampart Street. We knocked on the door and it opened with ease, and a cute little miss said, "Come in, please." And before we could bat an eye, we were right in the middle of a big fish fry.
It was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn.
I mean to tell you,
it was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn.
Now everybody was having the time of their life, and Sam was jiving Jimmy's wife, and over in the corner was a beat-up grand been played by a big fat piano man. Now some of the chicks wore expensive frocks, and some of them had on Bobby socks. Everybody was nice and high this particular Saturday night fish fry.
It was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn.
Now my buddy and me, we fell right in and we hollered, "Let the joy begin!" We figured that this was a good place to play, cause the party was already underway. But all of a sudden the lights went low and everybody made straight for the back door. Man was so scared I didn't know where to go. I stood right there, then I fell on the floor.
It was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn.
Now women were jumping and screaming and yelling, bottles was flying and the fish was smelling. Way up above all the noise they made, somebody holler,
"Better get out of here, this is a raid!"
I didn't know we were breaking the law, but somebody reached up and hit me on the jaw. They had us blocked off from the front to the back, and they were putting them in the wagon like potato sacks. Knew could get away if I had the chance, but I was shaking like I had St. Vitus dance. Tried to crawl under a big bathtub when the policeman said,
"Where you going now, bub?"
They got us out of there like a house of fire and put us all in that black Mariah. Now they might have missed a pitiful few, but they got both me and my buddy too.
It was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn. It was rocking, it was rolling. You never seen such a rocking and a rolling till the break of dawn.
Now we're headed for jail in a day's condition. They booked each one of us on suspicion. But chick came down and went my bail and finally got me out of that rotten jail. Now if you ever want a fist in your eye, just mention a Saturday night fish fry. I don't care how many fish in the sea, but don't ever mention a fish to me.
It was rocking, it was rolling.
I never will forget that Saturday night. We had such a ball, what a wonderful fight.
It was rocking till dawn.
Those are the Delta Rhythm Boys, and you're listening to and watching Studio Chatter Radio. Thanks for being here. I welcome you to the stream. Studio Chatter Radio is normally on a Tuesday night, 7 p.m.-ish Eastern Time, but right now we're doing things a little bit earlier, and we're doing it this way because I got to alter my schedule as needed these days. Lots of things going on, which is an exciting thing. I kid you not. My name is Christine Vitale, and I welcome you to the stream. I think it's a great thing to be able to be here on Twitch and share the music that I love so much with you. Vintage historic music in a curator kind of way. The Delta Rhythm Boys were a group that really hit it big and did many recordings throughout the 40s and were formed in, I believe, Oklahoma, and came together as college graduates of music college graduates, and they put together this sound that was just quite incredible. Another group that I'd like to introduce to you today is the Dozier Boys. I had forgotten about the Dozier Boys and how good they are, and this is what I do. I delve into the roots of rhythm and blues. I mean, the nitty-gritty, dirty roots of rhythm and blues. We're going to do that right now with the Dozier Boys here on Studio Chatter Radio, which is what I call Christine Vitale's vocal groups and other music for undeniable gratification. I'm Christine Vitale. Yeah. This is called Big Time Baby.
Big time baby, but I can't pay your bill.
Check out the saxophone on
I
this.
can't pay your bill. Well, I'm cutting out, baby, so find someone who will. Well, I gave her a Ford, but you had to have a Cadillac. I gave her a Ford, but you had to have a Cadillac. I'm running back home to get my old gal back. She's a small town gal, but she knows how to treat her man. She can do that, she can do that. She's a small town gal, but she knows how to treat her man. She can do that, she can do that. Well, she gives him plenty loving and all of the hugging she can. She can do that, she can do that. She's fine and brown and sweet as she can be. Yeah, she's fine and brown and sweet as she can be. Well, I'm gonna see she's back to Hey, what did the brother say to them?
Why, the more you wiggle, the better it.
Well, I'm gone, baby, gone. Yes, I'm gone, baby, gone. So long.
I had forgotten about the greatness of the Doja Boys. Do you hear that saxophone on that? I just think that saxophone just drives that tune. Even though it's a vocal group, the Doja Boys are a vocal group. I love the way these guys used to play saxophone back in the day. I mean, it just had such a grit to it that you don't hear anymore. Tony T, thanks for hosting the stream. NJ Drummer, you are early today yourself. You're early. I'm early, you're early. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Let's keep things moving along. Pretty soon on Friday, July 1st, I'm having Rick Fink come to Tommy Fox's Public House. And with that in mind, I want to start playing some Rick Fink music. It should appeal to a wide variety of people because it is very varied in the way he writes. So let's listen to some of his music right now. This is called Slow It Down. And maybe I need to turn the volume up. I think I forgot about that because volume's important. It's got to be there. So let's get this thing going maybe more properly. One second. I got to do it right. I owe it to Rick Fink.
The hand of fate has smacked my face, and there's no trace of you. I can't abide my own demise when you're
I love that sound.
Remember back when you were young, smiling like
Rick
a
Fink.
bishop in a pickup
This one's called
truck.
Let's Go.
You came too quick, you're out of luck. So let's go, let's go, let's go.
Got that vocal harmony.
Let's go, let's go.
Rick Fink.
Hey there, you were caught in a landslide while I was watching from ringside. And now I see that you are what you are. Hey there, I know exactly what you do, 'cause I've been looking right through you. At every bridge is a bridge too far. Remember back when you were young, smiling like a bishop in a pickup truck. You came too quick, you're out of luck. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Remember when you said goodbye, bitter little teardrops in your eyes. Then you became what you despised. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey there, I hear you knocking on my door, but I ain't got what you came for. You got no business here after all. Hey there, you traded up to a hate crime. You're going down for the last time. Who's gonna catch you the day you fall? Remember back when you were young, smiling like a bishop in a pickup truck. You came too quick, you're out of luck. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Remember when you said goodbye, bitter little teardrops in your eyes. Then you became what you despised. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Is that you, my little dragonfly? Are you sad, said I? Is that blood upon your window pane? Or is it just the rain? The lies begin to tell themselves. They split the night like wedding bells. A bit too old for casting spells. Remember back when you were young, smiling like a bishop in a pickup truck. You came too quick, you're out of luck. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Remember when you said goodbye, bitter little teardrops in your eyes. Then you became what you despised. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, ooh, let's go now. Let's go.
Crazy, isn't it? That's crazy stuff from Rick Fink. Crazy Rick Fink. And Rick Fink is coming to Tommy Fox's Public House on Saturday, July 1st. And I'm going to play you a little bit of the Rick Fink interview I just did on Zoom a little while ago, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I want to get in a few more vocal group tunes and see what we can do with the Rick Fink thing, because I'm not certain about a couple of things with it, so I got to make sure I get it started up all right. So how about this instead, for the moment? In a Traveling Mood, the Doja Boys. One more Doja Boys tune, because I love those Doja Boys, boy, I do. Check them out. Some of the best singing is done with the ballads, so you gotta love those ballads. Very bluesy. Singing the blues right here. That's what I love, rhythm and blues.
I'm in a traveling mood. Oh, I'm so lonesome. I'm in a traveling mood. Well, I'm going to California.
Greetings,
Where
Joey Sandra.
I can lose these blues.
Hello, Blaze 491.
Sometimes I feel like walking, but I have no walking shoes. Sometimes I feel like walking, but I have no walking shoes. Well, you just packed up and left, baby. You didn't even say goodbye.
California, baby, California, here I come. Yes, California, baby, California, here I
Well, you just packed up and left, baby. You didn't even say goodbye.
Farewell, farewell, baby.
Baby, farewell, well, I'm going away.
Farewell, farewell, baby.
Baby, farewell, well, I'm going away. Well, you just packed up and left me, baby. You didn't even say goodbye.
Yes, I know. I know I'm not supposed to be wearing this outfit. It is not right for the screen. It does look sparkly, but it looks amateur. I know. But I applaud me anyway, because I wore this because I interviewed Rick Fink. And when I interviewed Rick Fink, I didn't have to worry about a green screen. And I thought, it's a while since I wore this shirt. Or this one on top of this one. And I wanted to wear whatever I wanted because I have plans to go someplace where I will be out in the world where I won't have to worry about a green screen. So, since for the Rick Fink interview I didn't have to worry about the green screen, well, I simply made my transition from Zoom to Twitch, which means green screen. However, I can't worry because I'm pressed for time. And I want to share with you part of that interview at least. I might play it in spurts, I might just try different things. But check this out. It was on Zoom earlier today. I'll not torture you with the entire thing, but hopefully you will enjoy. Okay, wait. That's Rick Fink's music.
My name is
Playing in
Christine
the
Vitale,
background.
and you are
Let me
Rick
see if I
Fink.
can do this properly because
you are
I'm not
Rick
sure I
Fink.
got it.
I'm Christine Vitale from Studio Chatter Enterprises, and you're Rick Fink from
Okay, yeah, I think
From Brooklyn.
I have to
From Brooklyn.
change the connection
One-man
somehow.
band.
in
Okay,
order
the
to
Rick
make this
Fink
happen.
one-man band, and online or on the web,
Just give me a moment.
rickfinkforreal.com.
Like, let me think this
Yes.
out and
Let's
see
sample
if
what
there's
your music
something
sounds like.
obvious
That's what I
need
want to do next. Are you down with that?
I'm always down with that.
Okay, we're gonna sample. We're gonna sample Rick Fink for real right here, right now.
The
Okay, it's not working because I must need an additional plug-in or something. And I can't think of what that is right now. And my normal go-to help is not available to me. Well, actually, maybe he is available, but he was busy streaming before. I'm talking about Tony Smith. But I don't have access to my phone right now. It's charging and it's multiple feet away from me, and I'd have to climb over equipment to get to it. And I'm not doing that. So, yeah, you got to look at what it looks like, but you didn't get to hear any of it. I'm going to learn how to fix that. Just probably not today. So we could listen to a little bit more vocal group stuff because, well, I feel that's the main reason I came to Twitch, to share my vocal group stuff. It wasn't anything else. It was really about sharing vocal group music. And here I have a group called The Starlings, featuring the lead vocal of Larry Gales. Larry Gales was a bass player. He actually enjoyed a career with Thelonious Monk, playing bass with Thelonious Monk. And you can go on YouTube, and if you go on YouTube, you could look at many videos of Thelonious Monk, and Larry Gales is right there playing. You could hear the video? How did you hear it? Oh, okay. I know. It's a simple thing. I just had to turn the volume off on my computer here and turn the volume up, but off on the computer. So you know what? Thank you for telling me that, Joey Sender, because that helped me to figure out what I believe the problem is, which is a minor problem. I shouldn't have to call Tony Smith to the rescue. I was telling him there should be a phone booth every time somebody calls you to the rescue, so you could change and put your cape on. Let's try this again. Let's try it again. We'll see if we could enjoy it a little bit. We don't have to do the whole thing.
My name is Christine Vitale, and you are Rick Fink. You are Rick Fink. I'm Christine Vitale from Studio Chatter Enterprises, and you're Rick Fink from
Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
Rick Fink's one-man band.
Okay, the Rick Fink one-man band, and online or on the web, rickfinkforreal.com.
Yes.
Let's sample what your music sounds like. That's what I want to do next.
Can you hear
Are you down
it
with
now?
that?
I'm always down with that.
Okay, we're gonna sample Rick Fink for real right here, right now. So Rick.
Yes.
I'm lowering the music. I'm potting it down so we could talk above it. I hope I'm not stepping on your music in a way that hurts you.
Step away.
Okay. I don't know if you need more volume or not, or if I just need to shut the music for now.
Yeah.
Because can you talk so I can make sure I hear you?
This is me talking.
Uh-oh.
You don't hear me?
Okay. I don't know if this has to do with trying to play music at the same time, but let me shut the music. And can you talk?
I'm talking. You hear me?
Keep talking.
Testing.
Okay, I hear you.
Testing.
I hear you. I got it.
All right.
Okay, we're working. So Rick Fink for real, rickfinkforreal.com. The reason I'm talking with Rick Fink today is because we have a gig coming up, and Some of you might know that I do book and promote bands, and I do my best to work with Zoom. I'm not that good at it, but I do my best. And we've got this gig coming up that is happening
Friday,
July 1st. Friday, July 1st.
There it is. Who's that handsome bloke?
He looks great. I'm not sure if it's really Rick Fink for real. Only you can confirm that. But he looks damn good. And he plays multiple instruments. Is this definitely you, Rick?
This is definitely me, Rick.
Yes, for real. So Friday, July 1st at Tommy Fox's Public House, which is in Bergenfield, New Jersey. Rick, are you new to Bergenfield? Are you going to be new?
Yeah, this would be my first time in Bergenfield.
Okay.
At least as a one-man band.
Yes, as the one-man band. I think it probably Gas House Gorillas, which was your former band. You probably never played in Bergenfield. There's really no place for you to play here. So,
I don't know. There were a lot of gigs.
Okay. But, you're coming to Tommy Fox's Public House, Irish pub fare. What's nice about it is that it does have that old Irish pub feeling. It's got an actual stage, though, with some lighting. And, it's Friday, July 1st at 9 p.m.
And I'm an old Irish. I'm sorry.
And it's worth noting that the kitchen closes at 10 so that people know, don't show up at 9:30 and think you're going to get something from that kitchen. You got to show up early. If you want to come for dinner, you really do have to get there. I would say, I think if you really want a nice leisurely dinner and with room to possibly order more, get there at 7:30 and have your dinner, take your time, have your dinner, and know that the kitchen's going to close at 10. It is free parking. There's free parking behind the venue itself. It's free. You could just pull in. You just got to look for where it says Tommy Fox's, not on South Washington Avenue, but behind it. And there's no admission fee to enter. So free parking, free admission. And Rick Fink, for real, what's not to love about this? So what's not to love about it? So we'll bring that up again in a moment. But for now, let's just talk about Rick Fink for real. Tell me, you've been with Gas House Gorillas. You were an amazing front man with very, very bold and naughty and real gritty and dirty. And I loved that about you. And now you've got the Rick Fink one-man band. And tell me about the whole way this came about.
Well, I had the Gas House Gorillas. We were a touring band for 15 years, played all over the country, played in Europe. And that ended. And when it did, I had no idea what I was going to do. A lot of my energy had gone into that project, that band. I wrote most of the songs. I'd started the band. And I had no idea. What's that?
So wait, you had started the band, not you auditioned for it or anything? No,
I started the band.
Okay.
I came up with the name and everything from the beginning. I didn't write all the songs. We had a couple of really strong songwriters in the band as well, especially towards the end. But, it was kind of my baby from the beginning. And we'd been through all kinds of configurations and crashed and burned and rose from the ashes several times. And this time I wasn't prepared to do that anymore. So I needed to move on to something else. I had no idea what I wanted to do. A friend of mine offered to produce me, invited me to come up to his studio and record. So I raised money and I made an album with really no idea. I just had a bunch of songs that I'd written. We recorded it. And afterwards, it's like, what do I do now? And I figured I'd put a band together. So I kind of went through the motions of putting a band together and, kind of half-heartedly connected with a few musicians and tried to put something. And at one point, my wife said to me, you don't seem like you want to do this at all. And I said, I really don't. I know how hard it is to put a band together. The thing is, by the time I knew that with the Gorillas, we were already well into it. But at this time, I just didn't want to start from scratch again. the thing I'd always been afraid of doing was playing alone, of playing solo. I toyed with the idea before the Gorillaz, and I was terrified of it. You know, just my ass up there with a guitar just sounded awful to me. So I decided to do that, you know, me being me, I didn't do it easily. I had to throw some drums into it. So I decided I was going to play drums with my feet. So a neighbor and I, is this too much information?
No. I do have some questions. I don't know if can I ask you to play drums? Did you have to practice at this to get it right, or
yeah. See, the shutdown was a blessing for me in that regard, because I did nothing but practice hours and hours and hours and hours a day till I started to put it together. It took a while. Now I'm pretty
to coordinate, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm playing drums with my feet, I'm playing guitar with my hands, and I'm singing with my mouth. You know, so and sometimes they're doing different things.
Yeah.
You know, and so sometimes even now I'll hit a train wreck. I just the whole thing will just, and I have to stop and laugh at myself and keep going. But
that's fine.
Yeah, it took a little while.
Yeah, and I think it's perfectly normal and fine when that happens once in a while. It's human, and so, you know, it is kind of difficult to do this. When I only knew you from Gas House Gorillas, and I actually didn't even realize that Gas House Gorillas had that long a history. And when I saw you for the first time on your own, I didn't expect you to be multitasking the way that you were. I was a little surprised at this. I thought, is he a drummer normally? Like, is he a drummer?
All right. What do you think?
My name is Christine Vitale, and you are...
Sorry. I meant to put that back in the background. What do you think of the interview? Butternut Dave! Welcome. So that was my interview with Rick Fink that I just did a little while ago. He was cordial enough to allow me all of my fumbles to set that up properly so I could attempt to play his music and talk to him. I didn't do it perfectly. And I'm not that comfortable with interviewing people on Zoom. It's a little impersonal because you don't exactly know where to look, to the camera or to yourself or to your guest. None of it looks right. So, you know, I just did it no matter what. I'm used to teaching classes on Zoom, but there I'm not worried about eye contact because I'm looking at many people. And so this time I was thinking, well, for an interview that I plan on showing, how should I do this? Welcome to the stream, Butternut Dave, and others who have stepped in to the studio chatter room. Good to see you, even if some of you choose to remain anonymous. This is Christine Vitale's vocal groups and other music for undeniable gratification. I was interviewing Rick Fink because we've got the show coming up this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, that is, in Bergenfield, New Jersey. Just to put it in perspective, in case there's people listening from around the world, they may not know we're talking about from New Jersey, Eastern Time. And I wanted to share more of Rick Fink's music with you. But first, I was talking about Larry Gales and his role as Thelonious Monk's bass player. But here, he recorded with a group called the Starlings. And that's where we left off before we just delved into the whole Rick Fink interview for at least a portion of it. Music Maestro, please. Let's give this a listen. The Flamingos had recorded it, but here the Starlings are doing it. It's not the best produced record that I've ever heard Larry Gales on, but he does a pretty decent vocal, so we're going to listen to it and enjoy it, aren't we? Aren't we going to enjoy it? I think we will. Aren't we? I can't really hear you, but I'll take your word for it and your applause for it. and add my own. Music maestro, please.
Tonight, I mustn't think of her. Music maestro, please. Tonight I must forget how much I need her. So, Mr. Leader, play your lilting melodies, ragtime, jazz time, swing, any old thing to help me ease the pain that solitude.
This is New York City history right here.
She used to like waltzes, so please don't play our waltz. Yes, she danced so divinely, and I love her so. But there I go tonight. I mustn't think of her. No more memories. Swing out tonight. I must forget. Music maestro, please. Well now, she used to like waltzes, so please don't play our waltz. Well, she danced so divinely, and I love her so. But there I go tonight. I mustn't think of her. No more memories. Swing out tonight. I must forget. Music maestro, please.
Music maestro, please. Larry Gales on the lead. Butternut Dave wondering if Rick Fink took the name Gas House Gorillas from the cartoon. I would say yes, but I didn't ask him that. That didn't come up. But I'm going to say yes anyway. Because I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's obvious. I'd be surprised if he told me no. And you know, I could text him because he told me I can call him whenever I want to now. And so now I feel like, well, I'm going to call you all the time. I'm calling you every day. I'm going to put this number in my phone and I'm going to call you day and night. That's how I feel. I threatened him that way, but I don't think he believes me. And I think he knows me well enough that it's hard for me to even make one call, let alone calling somebody day and night. But I do believe that's where the name came from. We didn't talk about that. I should have asked him. I'll get to him now. He knows I'm doing this. He knows I'm playing his music. He knows. I sent him the video too. He's going to be playing the video, but he's probably going to edit parts out that will help him to promote what he's doing now rather than talk about the history too much. So let's see. Let me send him a message. Dear Rick, did you get the name Gas House Gorillas from Bugs Bunny? ? One of my followers on Twitch would like to know. Period. Please answer when you can. Period. Thank you. Period. Let me choose a smiley face so that he doesn't feel I'm being pushy. Okay, I put a smiley face there. It was a nice touch, to make sure he doesn't think I'm too demanding. So I want to play another one by Larry Gales. And this one's my absolute favorite. It is, of Larry Gale's work. And this is with the Twilighters. The Twilighters on MGM. This is a major label. A major label with a fantastic lead vocalist. He's got a good voice. You couldn't appreciate him so much on the Starlings recording because that's not as good a technical recording. But the Twilighters on MGM, Twilighters MGM is what I'm putting into the search bar right now. And this tune, this is so excellent. And it's not just excellent because of Larry Gales on lead vocal. It is insane because the Twilighters are so excellent. From the Bronx, the Twilighters on MGM, Little Did I Dream. This is so good. 1955 on MGM. Why wasn't this music more popular or respected? In some cases it was popular. It was never really respected. So what we're going to do is listen right now. If you listen with headphones, I'm telling you, you could hear you can enjoy every syllable that Larry Gales pronounces coming from his mouth. And the group behind him, the harmony is so tight. I always say, you couldn't squeeze a piece of tissue paper between those notes. It is that good. Everything is really rounded off. Rounded. They take these notes, they make them round. Nothing's sharp. Everything's on point. Everything's on pitch. Check it out. 1, 2, 3. On your mark, get set, go. Plus, I love the saxophone here. This is excellent. Excellent stuff.
Little did I dream, oh, little did I dream how much you meant to my heart. I should have known from the start, but little did I dream. It took a heartache to learn.
I told you that was good. I hope you can appreciate just how good this stuff is. You know, I think one of the drawbacks to a lot of this stuff is that your ears, my ears even, are conditioned to listening to much more contemporary sounds. And not only does that impact us with the styles of the music that we choose to listen to, the quality of the production is very different today, and our ears become conditioned to that, and our tastes are wrapped around that. So it becomes more difficult to appreciate sounds that are from an earlier decade because it sounds outdated. It also sounds stylistically very different than much of what we're used to hearing. And I had a hard time adapting to this music too from the beginning. But once I caught the bug, I never lost it. And now you couldn't take it away from me if you tried. If you tried, it'd be the last thing you ever try with me. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That would be it. For you, it would be like this. The end of you with me. So don't ever, ever try. Okay, I got to work these sounds into to what I'm doing some kind of way. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Let's get back to some of the Rick Fink music. Rick Fink for real. Because he's got some great stuff. Not just Gas House Gorillas music, but some of it's Gas House Gorillas music reimagined, as he stated in the interview, which we didn't get to that part. But a lot of his songwriting is not really that consistent sounding with some of the Gas House Gorillas stuff. Let's give this a listen. This one's called Sunshine. Okay, let me try this again in a better way. I'll get rid of that and see if we can move on to this. Sunshine. Rick Fink. Rick Fink for real. Coming to Tommy Fox's Friday, July 1st.
Sunshine, I don't wanna wake up, no rhyme or reason for the breakup now. I'm feeling kinda broken down. Sunlight shining through my window, hold me tight. I wonder where did we go wrong, right? Feeling kinda broken down. Every night I dream about tomorrow. I can't fight the never-ending
Well, Blaze, I got to tell you something. Some of it does remind me of the Beatles, and some of it may remind you of the Beatles too, but not necessarily every single cut. There's a variety. And that's part of what we talked about, the variety of sounds. Mr. Righteous, Blaze 491. And it does sound like 70s pop too. Yes, yes. I agree there. But I'm disagreeing with you on some notes. But it's great nonetheless. And thanks for your input. When I play this music, I feel like a teenage girl all over again. One more. Listen to that. The last one was called Dogs. This one's called Marigolds.
Sing to me in springtime. That's my personal point of view. Oh, oh. But the marigolds have taken hold of you. Blooms will paint the trees in springtime. That's what blooms are supposed to do. Oh, oh. But the marigolds have taken hold of you. Tomorrow shining brightly in your eyes. Home by your
Don't you love the sound of the birds chirping on that one? Isn't there anything that reminds you of the Beatles with some of this? Nothing more from you, Blaze, because you're busy taking the cotton out of your ears. You're busy taking the cotton out of your ears. We can listen to more vocal group music because we don't have to argue about that, do we? So, we can do that. I do have some nice things right here in front of me at my fingertips because I'm very bad at putting stuff away. With this label, things often do get muted on the video. I'm trying to play stuff that doesn't get my video muted, but almost everything does now. And that's how come Twitch doesn't automatically publish my videos anymore. Too many, I won't call them copyright strikes, but detected moments. You know, and I try to go even more obscure, which is right up my alley. I'd do it completely obscure if I didn't think I would lose, people. So I am doing some significant labels. But I love this group from Newport News, Virginia. They are called the Avalons. And they are influenced by the Five Keys because, well, one of the members was with the Five Keys. When he wasn't taken back into the Five Keys, he ended up with the Avalons, and this one is considered a masterpiece. Let me tell you, people love this. And if you like vocal group music but you don't love this, well, I'm not so sure we could stay friends. I'm just not sure. You'll have to try harder. Heart's Desire.
You're my heart's desire. You are my heart's desire. Heart's desire. Soul on fire. So your lips are close to mine. You'll find you're my heart's desire.
Heart's Desire, the Avalons, from Newport News, Virginia, not to be confused with the Avons, who came from Englewood, New Jersey. People often get those two confused. The Avons, well, the Avalons sounded more like the Five Keys out of Newport News, Virginia. That sound is more like that. The Avons from Englewood, New Jersey, who went to Dwight Morrow High School, sound much, much more like the Heartbeats, who came from St. Albans, Queens. Do you want to listen to some Avons and hear a little bit of Englewood, New Jersey? Just to clarify that the Avalons and the Avons are nothing alike, but people get their names mixed up. Okay, so here's one. Since I Met You, Baby. We'll give this one a listen. Excello Records. Let me make sure we stop Rick Fink from playing. And we move on to the Avons. Since I Met You, Baby. I'm sorry, that is not the right record. So just give me a second here. We have to go in the right direction. I played the wrong record. Give me a chance. Okay, this is the tune Baby. Baby by the Avons. This is what I meant to play. And this sounds a lot more like the Heartbeats.
Just for me, I knew from the start, if anyone could be, it was you, baby, it was you. I love you, my baby, I love you so, I want you, my baby. Want you to know, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, baby, it was you. I feel so glad, so very glad. I cried each time I remember our first love, so full of bliss, is now a flaming ember with us. I love you, baby, I love you so with us. I want you, baby, want you to know.
So there you have the Avons. And yes, there's many, many sounds in there that are very reminiscent of the Heartbeat sound. A lot of the signature subtleties that are found in Heartbeats recordings are right there in the Avons, because Hull Records looked to create another Heartbeats. And they tried doing that with the Avon. So the material that they gave them, maybe how well they worked with them in the studio, asking them what they wanted or giving them the studio direction, what I would call studio chatter when it's recorded on tape and it's kept, when it's retained. You could hear that kind of stuff. And that's the kind of stuff I look for. That's how come I named my company Studio Chatter, because I love hearing that direction from their music director. A lot of groups' names are mixed up with one another, either by the similarity of the names or the exact same name, because there are many groups who have the same name. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate between them, especially because these groups did not necessarily record for just one label each. They bounced around from label to label because they couldn't get a good deal. That was part of the raw deal that they got for a lot of this music. There are a lot of groups like that. The multiple Victorians, multiple now I'm drawing a blank and I can't think of them. There's just so many. There's so many because you know what? Part of the lack of distinction in naming, like the lack of distinction in naming patterns amongst the groups in this music, some of it is kind of boring, you know. The magnificence, the excellence, the fantastics. It's so literal. It's so literal. Where you get a name like the Delta Rhythm Boys, the Deep River Boys, those names are far more distinctive. Let's listen to Lee Andrews and the Hearts. An up-tempo one that's all about being on stage and enjoying what you do for the people. Keeping it for the people. Lee Andrews and the Hearts. Glad to be here. Really glad to be here.
Say, eeny, meeny, distoling, go, mine, Kambalina, Ratchet, Chacha, Umalacha, Alavalu. That means we're glad to be here.
We're really glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, children too, here's 5 boys to do a show for you. We're gonna turn all around, we're gonna touch the ground, we're gonna shim, sham, shimmy all around. We're gonna shim, sham, shimmy all over the stage. We're gonna shim, sham, shimmy till we get paid, because we're glad to be here.
You know we're glad to be
Think
here.
it's safe to do a tango. Yeah, we do it from an angle. To the back, from the side to side. To the back, to the front, from side to side. Say, eeny, meeny, distoling, your mind, Kambalina, Ratchet, Chacha, Umalacha, Alavalu. That means we're glad to be here.
You know we're glad to be here.
We're really glad to be here. We're really glad to be here. We're gonna turn all around. We're gonna touch the ground. We're gonna shim, sham, shimmy all around. We're gonna shim, sham, shimmy all over the stage. We're gonna shim, sham, shimmy till we get paid. We're gonna wear our pants above our knees. We're gonna shake this stage just to please, because we're glad to be here.
You know we're glad to be here.
From a side to side, to the back, to the front, from a side to side. Say, eeny, meeny, distoling, you mind, Kambalina, Ratchet, Chacha, Umalacha, Alavalu. That means it's nice to have been here.
Really nice to have been here.
See you once again here, we hope.
Lee Andrews and the Hearts. Lee Andrews doesn't really stand out on that because it was just a group effort with, you could hear the bass. And, you know, it's not the greatest group in the world. They were just an average group. And it was Lee Andrews who really made that group. I mean, he was fantastic. way underrated, hardly ever talked about. And I think he always felt scorned by that because you could see it and hear it in his personality. And if you met him and you talked to him, it wasn't a great experience. He harbored a lot of anger, and I think he did it at the wrong people. He was very defensive of his music and felt very violated by the way he wasn't paid his just due, as many of these groups were not. He felt very ripped off, especially because he had hits. He did have hits, and he had little to show for it. But many years later, to be performing for an organization that was just like, nonprofit, you're no longer in the fashionable prime of this music, but you show up at this organization and you're like, clearly, you got issues. And your anger is directed at the wrong people. These are not the people who ripped you off. You got to compartmentalize and channel that anger in a proper way. The people that ripped you off are probably no longer with us, even at that point. So you have to really understand the people who are asking you to be here. If you're singing a song that you're really glad to be here, then make sure you're really glad to be here. Otherwise, don't be here. Don't be here. One of the things that I do have to say in conducting business with these people was that they were not always great to work with. Quite often, they were not great to work with. And part of the reason is because they often felt bitter about the way that they had been treated. And they always anticipated being ripped off. And they were never ripped off by any organization I worked with. Whatever financial arrangement they made that was put in writing was the dollar amount that they received for those performances. I can tell you that. Absolutely. Lock, stock, and barrel. There's no variation for that, because win or lose, we made good on our word. And we didn't always win. And just today, nowadays, what I'm doing now, which is not anything with vocal groups anymore, because there are no more left to do this with, not even in second or third generation factions, but I can't work with vocal groups because they've got the same bitterness, and even the few that are left are always unpleasant to deal with because they're looking for money in the worst kind of way that they can't even have a conversation about money that sounds professional. With the exception of Choice, I'll say, because I worked with them. They sometimes had their moments, and sometimes I could harness those attitudes. With some of the artists that I work with now, it's really hard to get people to come out to these shows as well. But thankfully, I work mostly with very pleasant people. And the ones who are not that pleasant, maybe I won't work with them anymore. They may not even realize who they are. I'm extremely thoughtful with the way I treat these artists, and I think maybe they think I'm just this unyielding, nice person. I try to be diplomatic, but I make decisions. If I can't work with them, I can't. It doesn't have to be about money either. It could be about just hard to get along with. How about that? Too easily ruffled, their feathers too easily ruffled by some of the hardships or stumbling blocks that occur in a live music setting. Well, rather than keep talking, I've got an Imelda May tune, because we played Imelda May the other day, and it was loved. And now we'll play Imelda May again, and we'll end it with a Rick Fink tune. But an Imelda May, I'll send it out to Butternut Dave especially, because he seems really glad to be here.
Knock one,
it's called Knock 1, 2, 3.
3 on the wall. That will be our secret. secret call. You'll find me under your spell. Secret safe I won't tell. Knock 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I see you move across the room. I can't keep still. You're my thrill. Can't you see you belong to me? You have me trapped. I'm happy with that. I'll keep you warm when others are gone. Look in my eyes. I'm your surprise. Knock 1, 2, 3 on the wall. That will be our secret call. You'll find me under your spell. Secret safe I won't tell. Knock 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I won't tell a soul. Oh, no one will know. I'll keep out of sight, keep away from the light. Just call, I'll appear. I'll always be near. Knock 1, 2, 3 on the wall. That will be our secret call. You'll find me under your spell. Secret safe I won't tell. Knock 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Are you getting scared? I'm feeling a little scared right now. It's a dark and creepy song. Imelda May, Knock 1, 2, 3. This is Rick Fink. We're wrapping up the show with him. Daydream, it's called.
Every screen door swinging makes the most familiar sound. When the sun is sinking down behind the hills so green and brown, I will love you very well. As your dog gone digging, running home with what she's found.
Hey, Big Ed Smith. I'm just getting ready to wrap it up right now. Welcome to my stream. It's good to see you nonetheless.
Quiet little town. Every screen door swinging makes the most familiar sound. When the sun is sinking down behind the hills so green and brown, I will love you very well. Very well. Love you very well.
That was Rick Fink, and Rick Fink is performing on Friday, July 1st over at Tommy Fox's Public House. Rick Fink, one-man band. And I invite you to come on out to it. If you are in the North Jersey or New York metro area, come on out. No admission fee, free parking, mass transit accessible, that's for sure. And you could have your bus stop right in front of the place practically. It's true. It really is true. And we could say hi, we can hang out. If you like Irish pub food, well, they've got that, but they do have a full menu, so it's not just that. They got great bartenders if you drink alcohol or whether you don't. You know, they know how to make some nice drinks. I don't want to overstate things, but I will say you can have a good time there. You can. And it's got that Irish pub atmosphere, the ambiance of that. So everything's like the old world, the old country, not my country. I'm not like them. But, you know, it is especially mood-like in there for the Irish pub. And Big Ed Smith is 1/4 Irish, especially when he drinks. Alrighty. Let me applaud you. And I hope to see you at some point, Big Ed Smith, whenever you can make it this way. And if by chance I make it out to Chicago for some reason, not that I have any plan to at the moment, but if I do, I'll let you know. But I am going to say goodbye for today. There's nobody who's like on my following list, my list of people I follow who I think is worthy of a raid. There are some people who I've raided in the past. I probably won't raid them anymore because some people have said, can you not raid that person anymore? I said, okay, I get it. But I want to thank you. Thank you all. I really do appreciate you being here and you popping in, Big Ed Smith. And I would roll out the red carpet for you if you came this way and contacted me and let me know. But you have to contact me and let me know. Because if I don't know, I can't roll out the red carpet for you. But I will roll out a red carpet for you, even if I meet you at some local deli or something. I'll bring a red carpet with me and I'll roll it right out for you. Let us say goodbye for now, and I expect to be back tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but I would try to do it in the daytime, and because I've got that kind of leisure for the moment, and I'll do that tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. That's my will. It's my will to do so. So for tonight, I'm going to the Fairlawn Athletic Club. And the reason I'm going there is because they've got a Tuesday night jam. And there's a friend I have, her name is Carol, who I want her to come with me to the jam and hang out and sing some of her songs that cover songs that she sings that guys can jam with. So she can jam with the boys. We're gonna go hang out with the boys. Not that we're gonna be doing anything, with them. I just go for the music. And most people don't bother trying to talk to me, so I'm good. All right, thank you all, and I want to say goodnight right now because I'm just lingering on. I'm babbling now. Sorry that I'm doing this to you. But Butternut Dave, Big Ed Smith, Blaze, Joey Sendra, and all the other people who came and went and who seem to no longer be here. Thank you for being here. And anybody else who's been out there lurking, and I don't know who you are, well, you're welcome too. Anytime. I haven't even been that good about being on Twitch. I usually try to go on in the mornings, but I kind of fell off the wagon on that one due to some changes in my schedule. But I'll be trying to get back on. All right. Good to see you all, and good evening. I'm blowing you safe kisses. Bye.